solution for your financial goals can be complicated. From finding the right investment to managing all your accounts with different providers, or being able to fully track your transactions. So, we thought of making it simple for you. Whatever your goal may be, the Achieve app gives you the right support system to get you there. It provides you with easy access to the right financial products you need to realize your goals. The sign-up process is simple and without any stress. You're also able to grow your savings and investment with the DigiSave account. You can also monitor your transactions effectively. So, download the app now and do more with your cash.
Goals, dreams, aspirations. We all have them, and they are the reasons why we save and invest, aren't they? But are you saving right? Because if you're not, then you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Let me introduce you to Petra's Wealth Planner, a personal financial planning and advisory service for individuals who desire to achieve their dreams. With Wealth Planner, a trained individual sits with you and develops a financial plan based on your unique needs and recommends the appropriate financial investment to attain your goals. What you need to do is to contact Petra for a planning session, and an advisor is going to call you to introduce him or herself and get to know you better and understand your current position and what your desires are. Then your goals are clearly outlined and a financial plan is developed based on your unique situation. Your advisor will also make some savings and investment recommendations to you to consider in executing the plan. Remember, the right execution is what leads to achieving your goals. That is why your advisor will keep tabs on your plan and provide ongoing advice throughout the execution until your goals are achieved. So, what are you waiting for? Call us on 0242 435 037 or send us a DM on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at Petra on Social, and let's get started. Petra, achieve more.
Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen joining us from across the globe via Zoom, via Facebook, and via YouTube. I welcome you all to day 2 of the Petra Pensions Members Conference Scheme 2022. Yesterday, day 1, we had the opportunity to interact with our trustees and some staff and management of Petra about the POPs and then the PAPs, that's the Tier 2 and Tier 3 respectively of Petra, and you also got to interact with us. It was a great day and we're grateful for that. Today we're saying thank you for joining us in the first place, and we hope we are going to have another very interactive session. Today we are going to talk about the Petra Evergreen Pension Scheme. And I'm not here in the studio today alone. I'm joined by 2 very, very great gentlemen, as well as one who is also joining us online. So I have with me 3 trustees who are going to share with us an overview of last year's financial performance. And to my immediate right, I have with me Mr. Kofi Finn. He is the Managing Director and then Board Chairman of Petra. A virtual round of applause for him, please. Thank you. Next to him is Dr. Butchie. He's also seated next to Mr. Finn. You're welcome, sis. Okay. And then also online is Mr. Egan. Mr. Egan. He's also joining us. But before I even give them the opportunity to speak, I'll do well to, call out their profiles. But first of all, my name is Carly Metil-Tutu. I'm your moderator for today, and it's great to have you here. Please note it's an interactive session. We're not doing this alone. We are doing this together with you. And so if you have any comments, any questions, please do well to drop them in the chat box, and in due course they will be acknowledged and addressed accordingly. All right, so I'll first of all introduce our first trustee or speaker. He's in the person of Mr. Kofi D. Finn, as I said, and the Managing Director of Petra Trust Company Limited. Prior to founding Petra Trust, Kofi was Chief Operating Officer in charge of asset management at the Oceanic Capital Company Limited, OCCL. the investment banking subsidiary of Oceanic Bank International PLC. And over there, he was responsible for setting and implementing the strategy for the asset management business, as well as co-managing the day-to-day operations of OCCL. In addition to his executive responsibilities and as part of his broad leadership roles within the Oceanic Bank Group, Kofi led the strategic review of Oceanic Bank's decision to enter the Nigerian pension market as a pension fund custodian and advised the firm on how to position the pension custody business for success. So that is Mr. Kofi D. Finn. You're welcome once again.
Thank you very much.
Sir.
Thank you.
All right. So Mr. Charles Egan is online, but I'll still do well to introduce him. All right. Mr. Charles Egan is a fellow of the Chartered Association of Certified Accountants, England and Wales, and a member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants, Ghana, with over 40 years of experience in the accountancy profession. He's also a member of the Chartered Institute of Taxation, MCIT, and the Zambia Institute of Chartered Accountants, ZICA. He is a product of London School of Accountancy and has attended several continuing professional, including both locally and overseas. You're very much welcome, Mr. Charles Egan, joining us on Zoom.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Good to have you. All right. So last but not least is the gentleman in the smart suit seated next to our MD. Yes, and he is an accomplished finance and banking executive with 21 years of experience covering various areas of finance, strategy, and retail banking. He has a proven track record of accomplishments in operational efficiency, performance management, strategically growing bank assets, revenues, and profitability. Successfully led EcoBank Ghana rights issue in 2009. He's a highly effective executive with great team building, strong people skills, strong leadership, problem-solving, decision-making, and execution abilities, and focus on generating shareholder value above cost of equity. He is passionate about strategy and its implications, strong understanding of macroeconomic dynamics of the Anglophone West Africa region, Central, Eastern, and Southern Africa. You're very much welcome, Dr. Botry.
Thank you.
All right, so as you can all see, we are surrounded by star-studded trustees, and we could go on and on and on with their profiles. But this is where we would leave it at, and then we would rightfully hear from them. I would like to even start with a quote from Ivanji. It says that achievements of today are stepping stones for the future achievements. Achievements of today are stepping stones for future achievements. And so why don't you achieve with Petra now by partnering us so that in future you can achieve more with us? This is how we start the day. And I would now hand over to our chairman, Mr. Kofi Finn, to give us his opening remarks. Please, let's give him a great virtual resounding round of applause. You can snap if you want to. Thank you.
I wish we could hear it. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for that. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. And let me begin by saying thank you for joining us for the annual general meeting of members of the Evergreen scheme. I and my fellow trustees are grateful for your presence. As trustees, we are ultimately responsible for the administration and governance of the scheme, and we do not take this responsibility lightly, as this affects the livelihood of our scheme members when they are on retirement and can no longer work. The scheme has grown significantly since its inception, and we have strived to ensure that you have good returns and a great customer service experience. Over the course of this session, you will hear from some of the leaders of Petra who are responsible for delivering what you care most about, the returns and the services that you depend on towards maintaining confidence in your retirement. Our next speaker will speak specifically about the scheme's performance and portfolio strategy. Following her presentation, you will have the opportunity to ask questions. However, I would like to take a few minutes to give you some of the details of the scheme's activities in the year 2021. The Evergreen scheme grew from 146,369,118 Ghana cedis at the beginning of the year 2021 to 174,810,139 Ghana cedis as of 31st December 2021. We started the year with 3,900 active customers and have added on 700 more customers, bringing the total number to 4,490. There were 116 withdrawals from the scheme for various reasons, and these reasons can be found on page 5 of the audited financial statement circulated. The scheme ended the year with a net return of 16.72%, which was a very favorable return compared against the average 91-day Treasury bill of 12.52% for 2021. In conclusion, we would like to thank all of you for the confidence you have in us as your trustees. We will continue to look to create and utilize opportunities for better investment performance while mitigating risk. As I'm sure you're all aware, this is quite pertinent given the current economic challenges in the country and the difficult investment environment we find ourselves in. We will also continue to deliver the quality of service and convenience for our scheme members through our various service initiatives, which will be discussed more during the rest of this event. Thank you all for your attention, and thank you for your business.
Thank you very much, Mr. Finn. That was the Managing Director of Petra Trust. It was great hearing those overviews from last year's financial performance. But how does Petra do it? Yesterday we heard a similar story of increased returns or growth end of year, and it looks like it's the same story for Evergreen Pensions scheme as well. How does Petra do it? What strategy did you deploy this time around?
I think it comes from really our philosophy when it comes to investments, right? The monies we hold in the Evergreen scheme are tier 2 monies. What that means is that it is required for the funding of a retirement for the person. When they get to retirement, they'll get a monthly income from SNIT, and they get a lump sum from their tier 2. How we do that work determines the quality of their retirement. The first thing for us is safety, number one. Before you even consider any kind of investment decision, you have to determine whether the decisions you're making provide safety for the member and will allow you to hit the expectation that they should have at retirement. Based on that, you then go ahead and start to make investment decisions, starting with the broad asset classes that you want to be in, and then determining with the fund managers the specific investments that you're going to make. It's a very, very disciplined process that looks at the environment that we're in. It looks at the risk of the investment space. It looks at the needs of our members and brings it all together to generate what we hope is a very competitive long-term return for members. We really encourage members to look at our returns over longer periods of time because, like everything else, there will be volatility in the short term. But in the long term, we really need to do this work to make sure that we're just outperforming the expectations of our members. So it's a disciplined process that we come at it with.
Thank you so much, Mr. Finn, for re-emphasizing, those steps and then those measures you put in place to ensure that clients' pensions investments are safe and secure. That's good to know. All right. So thank you so much to our two trustees who have started with us, our board chairman and then MD, Mr. Kofi Finn, and also to Dr. Buche. We're glad to have you in the studios, and we know that you'll be here throughout with us, and we'll see you again at the end. And so at this juncture, would like to say we'd go for a commercial break, and we'll be right back to hear the overview of last year's performance and strategy. Thank you so much. Please sit back, relax, and stick with us.
Running payroll can be a strenuous task, so the last thing you want is an extra lengthy process to validate schedules and then make payments, only to be told the payment couldn't be identified or assigned to your staff. But validating schedules and payments for your staff's pension contributions shouldn't be that stressful. With Petra's self-service schedule validation, you can validate your monthly schedules with a few clicks right from the comfort of your seat in less than 3 minutes. It's so simple. Here is what you have to do. 1. Open your browser and visit members.petratrust.com. Enter your login credentials and then select Manage Employer and Validate. 2. To upload your schedule for validation. 3. After a successful validation, a report and payment advice will be sent to your email address. 4. Use the schedule ID on the payment advice as the bank account number when making payments at the bank, or as the reference if you are making payment via bank transfer. That's it. So simple. Please remember that every validator schedule will have a unique schedule ID, which will start with SI with a few other characters. Without this ID, the bank cannot accept your payment. So always look out for the unique schedule ID on the payment advice for payments. Experience convenience. If you require any assistance, click on the chat feature on our members portal or contact our client services team on phone at 024-243-5037 extension 4. Email clientservices@petratrust.com or contact your relationship manager. Petra, achieve more.
It's possible to achieve your financial goals. However, finding the right solution for your financial goals can be complicated. From finding the right investment to managing all your accounts with different providers or being able to fully track your transactions. So, we thought of making it simple for you. Whatever your goal may be, the Achieve app gives you the right support system to get you there. It provides you with easy access to the right financial products you need to realize your goals. The sign-up process is simple and without any stress. You're also able to grow your savings and investment with the DigiSave account. You can also monitor your transactions effectively. So, download the app now and do more with your cash.
You're welcome again back to the studios of Petra here in Airport, Accra, Ghana. And we just heard from our Managing Director, Mr. Kofi Finn, and also with him was Dr. Edward, Dr. Botche. Yes, both of them are trustees of Petra. And indeed, we've started on a very good note with the returns that were recorded from last year's financial performance. We're going to continue with another lady who was here yesterday from management. She's in the person of Yvonne Bullinger. Yesterday she was here and she gave us very exciting reviews from last year's performance strategy, and we hope we're going to hear the same thing for the Evergreen pension scheme as well. Yesterday we looked at the Petra Opportunity Pension Scheme and then Petra Advantage pension scheme, that is tier 3 and tier 2 respectively. So hi Yvonne, how are you today?
Hi Kelly, I'm doing great, thank you. How are you too?
I'm excellent, good to see you.
Likewise.
All right, so what do you have for us today?
Okay, so today I'll be discussing with everyone how the scheme performed during the year 2021.
Okay, all right.
So just to begin, last year, the Evergreen pension scheme, it grew by about 19% to close the year at a value of 175 million. The net inflows.
Very impressive.
Yes. The net inflows, which is basically the difference between our contribution inflows and our redemption payments out of the scheme, represented about 2% of this end value as of the end of last year. The scheme also incurs a cost of 2% as the fee that's charged for its management, and this fee is shared among the regulator, the fund manager, the custodian, and the administrator. So throughout last year, the scheme remained compliant. In September 2021, the regulator gazetted or outlawed new guidelines for the investment of pension funds, and as part of it, was an increase in the maximum allocation limits for 3 asset classes, namely your Government of Ghana assets class, your local government and statutory agency assets class, and your alternative investments assets class. The scheme, as we can see, is relatively conservative because it's heavily exposed to our Government of Ghana assets class and our quasi-government assets class when we look at the credit risk of the scheme. The scheme has no active allocations to the alternative investments assets class. The Evergreen Pension Scheme closed the year with a net return of 16.72% for the year 2021. In a bid to continue to protect your funds, we decided to focus on less risky assets while not compromising on the returns of the scheme. So as a result of that, funds were moved from the fixed deposit asset class and they were reallocated to the collective investment schemes asset class. Broadly, for all of the other asset classes of the scheme, you'd notice that the exposures to the other asset classes besides these 2 I mentioned remained the same. Looking ahead, the scheme has been well diversified to stay the course and to also maximize returns for you and all other scheme members. Thank you so much for trusting in us.
Thank you so much, Yvonne, for that presentation. Now, Yvonne, you mentioned that there was a growth of, is it 16.1%?
19%.
19% rather, sorry. Yes, and last year was the year of, let me put it, that most businesses were recovering from the ripple effects of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yes.
Yes, and even with that, there was a significant growth. Do you think that Petra can do any better at close of this year, 2022?
We are on course. So you notice I said we are staying the course, right?
Yeah.
So, like I mentioned yesterday, I'd say that here as well for the benefit of all of our viewers. What we typically do when it comes to the strategy of the portfolio or the scheme is to not focus on only the short term, but also the long term as well. So whatever strategies that we are devising, we've come out with even more interesting investments together with the fund managers of the scheme to actually help bolster the return of the Evergreen Pension Scheme. So yes, definitely this year you'll be seeing better than we saw for last year.
Okay, thank you. So another thing is that I know with the Evergreen Pension Scheme, it basically gives top-notch and world-class services, compliant and administrative-wise, to its clients so that employers can focus on other things that would grow their bottom line. Which other reasons would you say are, laudable reasons enough for people to want to join the Evergreen scheme? Yes.
So like you've mentioned, besides the return aspect, because you've noticed that when it comes to retirement, right, you can have your funds anywhere to preserve them for your retirement, but at the end of the day, what's going to differentiate your money from my money is the return that will be made on the funds. So we can be contributing the same amount of money, but at the end of the period, when you look at how much you have made at the end of the period compared to mine, yours may be better than mine, and it's because of the decision to invest in certain schemes. And I believe that the Evergreen Pension Scheme is the way to go when it comes to that. And besides that, we also have a couple of value-added services when it comes to the scheme. There's the, as part of the new guidelines, we have the constituent funds as well, which is basically a way that the regulator is trying to group different investors based on some perceived risk appetite. And that is, this risk appetite is actually based on the time horizon of the investment, right? And we have solid systems. Systems play a vital role when it comes to even the growth of your funds. And once we have these systems, these constituent funds have been outlawed, we know that we are going to actually lead the industry when it comes to its implementation as well. We've started with that as well. We have a customer experience as well. So it's not just about the whole returns bit. There's also the customer experience as well, the experience you get when you even deal with us. We are not looking only at your retirement, we are looking at your overall financial well-being. So being a member of the Evergreen Pension Scheme even avails you to some of these other tools and products that we have to assist you to be actually healthy financially. So these are the many reasons and more that I can share today when it comes to why you should actually apply and enroll on the Evergreen pension
I
scheme.
believe that's why it was coined Evergreen.
Yes.
Yes, all right. Thank you so much for throwing more
Always
insight
welcome.
on the pension scheme and then giving us an overview of last year's strategy and performance. All right, that was Yvonne Bullinga. She is Head of Portfolio Management for Petra. Thank you so much for joining us again. I believe we'll be seeing you more in the course of the session. All
Definitely.
right.
Thank you for
Okay.
having me.
You're welcome. All right, so those of us out there, all our clients, all our stakeholders who are joining us via Zoom, via Facebook, via YouTube, please, I encourage you to keep your comments and your questions and your queries coming through. Just leave it, drop it in the chat session, and we will we'll take note of it, and in due course we'll address them accordingly. So please don't be discouraged at all. I encourage you to keep your questions coming. At the right time, we'll address them. Yesterday we had over 700 participants via our platforms. Please make sure that you call your colleagues, your friends and loved ones who are supposed to be on this to join and participate in this session. We need you. We can't do this by ourselves. We need you together to achieve more, and that's what Petra is all about. We'll take one more break, and we'll be back to hear from our auditors. Sit and relax. Thank you.
Goals, dreams, aspirations. We all have them, and they are the reasons why we save and invest, aren't they? But are you saving right? Because if you're not, then you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Let me introduce you to Petra's Wealth Planner, a personal financial planning and advisory service for individuals who desire to achieve their dreams. With Wealth Planner, a trained individual sits with you and develops a financial plan based on your unique needs and recommends the appropriate financial investment to attain your goals. What you need to do is to contact Petra for a planning session, and an advisor is going to call you to introduce him or herself and get to know you better and understand your current position and what your desires are. Then your goals are clearly outlined and a financial plan is developed based on your unique situation. Your advisor will also make some savings and investment recommendations to you to consider in executing the plan. Remember, the right execution is what leads to achieving your goals. That is why your advisor will keep tabs on your plan and provide ongoing advice throughout the execution until your goals are achieved. So, what are you waiting for? Call us on 0242 435 037 or send us a DM on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at Petra on Social, and let's get started. Petra, achieve more.
Welcome back from that commercial break. We keep achieving more because we are with Petra. We just heard from Yvonne Bullinga, Head of Portfolio Management here at Petra. Right now with me, I have two smart-looking gentlemen. They were here yesterday to give their opinions of the financial review of last year's performance. And they are in the persons of Mr. Gilbert Lomotefio and then Mr. Samuel Annan. Both of them are coming from John K., who are Petra's external auditors. Good morning and welcome, gentlemen.
Good morning.
All right. So yesterday, Gilbert, from your reading or your presentation, we had very positive feedback. Yes. At least one thing I can recall was that Petra largely is compliant to NPRA, requirements. All right. So let's hear from you today on the Evergreen pension scheme.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, once again. We also subjected the Evergreen pension scheme to an audit, and our opinion is that the financial statement of Evergreen pension scheme for the year ended 31st December 2021 gave a true and fair view, and it has been prepared in accordance with the International Financial Reporting Standards, and have also met the requirement of the National Pensions Act 2008 Act 766 as amended, and the Occupational and Personal Pension General Regulation 2011 LI 1990. We conducted our audit in accordance with the international standards on auditing, and we were also independent of the scheme in accordance with the International Ethics Standards Board of Accountants Code of Ethics for Professional Accountants. Now, we identified a few key audit matters, and one of them is income recognition. And we considered income recognition as an important measure of performance and represent a material item on the scheme statement of changes in net asset available for benefit. And because of that, we had to engage in some special activities to ensure that income recognition and the principles surrounding it have all been met. The procedures we performed included that we reviewed the design and implementation of the scheme's income recognition procedure to determine the adequacy of controls over the scheme's investment valuation procedure and income recognition. And for a sample of significant investment, we obtained evidence of their existence, their particulars, and we computed the income recognized on this investment to verify their accuracy. And then we evaluated the adequacy of the accounting policies and disclosures on income recognized in the scheme statement of changes in net assets available for benefit. Another item under our key audit matters identified was the impact of COVID-19. Now, the COVID-19 pandemic had significant impact on management assumptions and judgment of the financial statement. The pandemic led to significant economic, accounting, and regulatory development that affected the operations of the scheme. And therefore, we also carried out a number of procedures to verify that COVID-19 has actually been taken into consideration in the preparation of the financial statement. And the procedures we performed included that we reviewed policies and directives from the Government of Ghana and the National Pension Regulatory Authority applicable to the operations of the scheme to confirm compliance. We also reviewed the credit risk assessment of the scheme's assets as a result of COVID-19 and reviewed the adequacy of impairment provisions made for the scheme's assets. And finally, we performed procedures to ensure that income is not recognized on scheme's assets that were impaired as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. So finally, we also looked at compliance with the legal and regulatory requirements by the scheme. And so we reported to members on those requirements. And we said that we have obtained all information and explanation which, to the best of our knowledge and belief, were necessary for the purpose of our audit. And in our opinion, proper books of accounting records have been kept by the trustees of the scheme, and they have fully complied with the prohibited investment practices stated under Section 35 of the Occupational and Personal Pension General Regulation 2011, LI 1990, and all other requirements under the National Pensions Act 2008 as amended, as appears from my examination of those books. Our opinion was signed by myself, Gilbert Adetelo Mufio, whose practice number is ICAG/P/1317, and we signed on behalf of John K. & Co., whose practice number is ICAG/F/2022/128, and we dated it 28th of April 2022. So that is the opinion we have issued on the Evergreen pension scheme. Thank you very much, Madam.
Thank you very much, Gilbert, for giving us your opinion. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all clients, all stakeholders who are joining us, as you rightly heard from our external auditor from John K. & Co. Gilbert, all mandatory requirements have been satisfactorily met, and then all accounting books have been, records have been safely recorded or kept. And so together, you and I are safe with Petra. Let's keep doing business. Let's keep partnering and growing together with Petra so that together we can achieve more. Samuel, I haven't heard from yesterday. I didn't hear from you today too. You are giving Gilbert moral support.
Yes.
All right.
Right.
That's understood. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us in the studio. Hopefully we'll meet again the next time. All right. So thank you very much. Please, let's keep our comments coming in. All your comments, questions, and queries, because we'll have a panel here very soon to address them. Please don't be left out of this. Don't be left out of this. We want to hear from you. Stick and stay with us. We'll take a breather and we'll be right back with more remarks. Thank you.
Running payroll can be a strenuous task, so the last thing you want is an extra lengthy process to validate schedules and then make payments, only to be told the payment couldn't be identified or assigned to your staff. But validating schedules and payments for your staff's pension contributions shouldn't be that stressful. With Petra's self-service schedule validation, you can validate your monthly schedules with a few clicks right from the comfort of your seat in less than 3 minutes. It's so simple. Here is what you have to do. 1. Open your browser and visit members.petratrust.com. Enter your login credentials and then select. Running payroll can be a strenuous task, so the last thing you want is an extra lengthy process to validate schedules and then make payments, only to be told the payment couldn't be identified or assigned to your staff. But validating schedules and payments for your staff's pension contributions shouldn't be that stressful. With Petra's self-service schedule validation, you can validate your monthly schedules with a few clicks right from the comfort of your seat in less than 3 minutes. It's so simple. Here is what you have to do. 1. Open your browser and visit members.petratrust.com. Enter your login credentials and then select Manage Employer and Validate. 2. To upload your schedule for validation. 3. After a successful validation, a report and payment advice will be sent to your email address. 4. Use the schedule ID on the payment advice as the bank account number when making payments at the bank, or as the reference if you are making payment via bank transfer. That's it. So simple. Please remember that every validator schedule will have a unique schedule ID, which will start with SI with a few other characters. Without this ID, the bank cannot accept your payments. So always look out for the unique schedule ID on the payment advice for payments. Experience convenience. If you require any assistance, click on the chat feature on our members portal or contact our client services team on phone at 024-243-5037 extension 4. Email clientservices@petratrust.com or contact your relationship manager. Petra, achieve more.
It's possible to achieve your financial goals. However, finding the right solution for your financial goals can be complicated. From finding the right investment to managing all your accounts with different providers or being able to fully track your transactions. So, we thought of making it simple for you. Whatever your goal may be, the Achieve app gives you the right support system to get you there. It provides you with easy access to the right financial products you need to realize your goals. The sign-up process is simple and without any stress. You're also able to grow your savings and investment with the DigiSave account. You can also monitor your transactions effectively. So, download the app now and do more with your cash.
Hello everyone, you're welcome once again to the Petra Members Conference Scheme 2022. It's the annual general meeting of Petra, where our trustees get to present an overview of the previous year's financial performance, and you also get to, query, ask questions, and interact with us to make sure that together we achieve more with Petra. All right, I'll start by saying Afi to all the Ga people who are celebrating Homo. Myself, unfortunately, this year I'm not part of it, but next year definitely I'll get on board the train and enjoy myself too. I guess that brings to your attention who is next. On the interview set. Yesterday we had him here in our studios, and he was really, really, really wonderful. And once again, we are privileged, and it's my singular honor and privilege to introduce to you the Deputy CEO of National Pensions Regulatory Authorities. He's in the person of Mr. David Tete Ameabe. Yes. Tete Ameabe. Yes. he's here once again. He took time off his very busy schedule, especially his homework, to join us. And so please, let's receive him with a resounding and virtual round of applause. Just like Mr. Kofi Finn said, I wish I could also hear it, but I know you are complying. Anyway, sir, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
How are you today, and how is the homework going?
Oh, I'm very, very happy. Like I promised Kofi, I'm going to give Mwawala. You know, when we finish celebrating Omawo, the following day is our New Year. So it's like Happy New Year. We call it Mwawala. So with your permission and the way you introduce me, I'm happy about that. So allow me to give Mwawala to my people.
Of course.
You, menashime, menashisho, ni masho na masho. Mi anyefe Mwawala. Ke yue mwene, ake. Afi o afi. Afi na akpe wo. Banyo ani na wo. Wo yegbo ni wo yegbe na. What fe momo alonte dinko akafo wote. What se afi bene Petra ni bine ni nyekenye shike wumie. Ehwere ne ya yin efeneke. Ni eke ejiem ne na mejenshi. Ni nyefe nyekenye ewumi ne. What se afi e amebomode ni fande ahwere feneke shika o shika wontawo. E wale. Wonto jomo keje chofele ni muku akagbo kachi water next year AGM wo fe wo ye ni meni e ba domoku Petra nyumbo chofele adru amishika na me ba nya me domo Petra kuni wo se ke won fe ne ke ni ne wo sa afi be ne amo amafata wo twa no manyaba.
Hope I know you are done. All right, so we've heard from the man himself. He's given us his blessings to start with. And so we're going to now get more into business, yes, of pensions. You're welcome again. Yesterday, you told us about the general overview or how the environment is in terms of pensions in Ghana's landscape. And for the benefit of our clients or our stakeholders who are joining us, some of them may have been for yesterday's pension scheme. So today, since this is an evergreen pension scheme, we may have different joiners. I would appreciate if you could rightly give an overview of the general environment of pensions in Ghana.
Okay, thank you very much. And good morning once again to all of you. Yesterday, we were looking at the framework that we have as far as pension is concerned. And I made it very clear that first we have a reform. Formerly it was only SNET. Now there is tier 2, tier 3, where SNET is the tier 1. Besides the 3 tiers and the different structure as far as benefit is concerned, which in itself is a risk framework, we also have the service providers also in a certain tripartite arrangement, similar to the 3-tier scheme, where the trustee, who have the ultimate fiduciary, appoints a fund manager to advise them on the investment management process. And then there's also a custodian who keeps the assets of the scheme. So you realize that the 3-tier, where it used to be only SNET, but now we have tier 2, tier 3 in addition to SNET, which compelled us during the reforms to double the contribution rate from 70.5 to 35. These are all risk management things, because in risk, more is better than small. When you have more, you can take shocks and take losses to fight for another day. So with the new reforms of increasing the contribution rate from 17.5 to 35, that was in itself a risk arrangement. And we didn't give it to SNET. We introduced the tier 3 and the tier 2 scheme, and then came on board trustees, which are different from SNET. So together, they are managing a 3-tier scheme. Then when it comes to the operationalization of the tier 2 and the tier 3, we also have another tripartite system where the trustee appoints a fund manager and then a custodian, which are independent of themselves. So it minimizes related party activities, which we saw when they were doing the banking crisis, that there were a lot of related party transactions where a bank with so many subsidiaries, I don't want to mention it, but yeah, but in pensions, we insist on the independence of the trustee from the custodian, from the fund manager. So these are some of the institutional structures which we put in place to mitigate the risk. Of course, we cannot guarantee returns in pensions. So for market risk, we are exposed to it. But I believe that these structures and the framework we put together helps minimize some of these things. And that's what gives me the comfort that the pension landscape is safe. But for market risk on our investment, we are still working, and that is why you called me here to come and explain the introduction of the constituent funds. Sure. These are all ways we're trying to minimize risk and give you some comfort that when you retire, you'll be able to retire comfortably.
Thank you very much for that insight. With Petra, your relationship with Petra as a regulator, how do you see Petra's performance or activities with specific relation to this Evergreen pension scheme?
That would be too specific.
Okay.
For me, because I oversee 227 schemes.
Exactly.
Do you understand?
Okay, so
unless because Kofi is my friend, you want to put me on the spot. But I will give Kofi some funds. Kofi funds for you. Yesterday, I was very impressed with what I saw as far as this AGM is concerned. And coming here and looking at it's like a studio. You've created a studio in your office. So you've injected a lot of capital into production of this AGM, where I could have sat in my office and speak on Zoom or something. But when I saw the way you put the place, I decided to come myself. And yesterday I was very impressed. And we've been talking about this AGM, because AGM is a confidence game. The contributors are giving you their money. Some, like the law says, start at the age of 15 to 60. So some are in the various stages. Some may have started contributing at age 20. So they may have done 5 years, 10 years. And on an annual basis, if you don't engage them like you are doing, you realize that you'll be there and you'll see withdrawals. Because the client does not feel engaged. And a lot of people, when they give you their money, they think they can do better. And since pension is mandatory, you know, the tier 2 contributions are mandatory. It is the tier 3 that is voluntary. So the guy is forced to give you his money. If we have given them to all go to the bank themselves, some will go and chop their money before they even get to the bank. Yeah, that's that. And God, the hustle is rare. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The hustle is rare. But we are compelling them. And we even send them to court, the employers who default and things. So when you compel them, you've taken them to court and they are paying, and you don't engage them through an AGM like this, then you are missing the point. So I want to congratulate Petra for this initiative. And Chris tells me that you did it last year and it was very successful. And this year, I'm seeing its successfulness. So that is something that I will give Kofi funds for. I'll give Kofi funds for that.
All right. So to our MD, Mr. Kofi Finobomodewa.
Thank you.
That's from our deputy CEO of NPRA. Yeah. Okay. So before you leave, in your closing remarks, yesterday you made an emphatic point that the best regulators are the contributors. Okay. Yes, I would like you to speak to that point again, so as to compel our listeners, our target market, and then all stakeholders to take their contributions seriously and take advantage of all the benefits that Petra as well as the NPRA through its interventions has for them.
Yeah, what I want to tell all of you, the contributors, is that we all have our roles to play. The trustee is playing his role. The NPRA, as your third line of defense, we are playing our role. But when it comes to tier 2 and tier 3 schemes, which we call them defined contribution schemes, the biggest responsibility is on you. And my CEO, good morning, Chief Mr. Fodder Takofi, he always says that the best regulator is the contributor. You are the best regulator. Why do we say that? You are supposed to get your statement periodically, at least once a year. If you don't get it, raise the alarm bell. You are supposed to see the deductions on your payslip and send to Petra for the custodian and then for the fund to be able to invest it. If that is not done, please whistleblow to the regulator. Please, you can tell the trustee what is happening. He knows what to do. But don't sit down and wait till you have retired and then come to my office with a 15 years worth of pay slips. I adjudicate issues. You will see that the person has kept the pay slips and then he has retired. And she's disputing the benefit that. Actually, 15 years. There are times we go to court and the company is defunct. We take employers to court. But when you wait, by the time you come, you can't sue a man of straw. You can't put financial commitment on the man of straw. The company is defunct. And you are retired at a vulnerable stage in your life. Na mo dwe no fi o. O fi o e. E wo ko tashi na kan. Ni bin ya no. Your company emi. Ni opilo akeshi NPRA saneni. Alo Petra ke o employer ababe ehabo no ele o lakoi ke una no ani wole ani petrali ani NPRali mi je mo ba na wo show e je me o ba na wo show e ja ke we've been granted prosecutorial powers. Sure. We've been granted prosecutorial powers, so we take defaulting employers to court, and these are always we help. But if the contributor is not giving us good information, or is not whistleblowing to the trustee or to us, it's difficult. Because after onyo ofokeya enagboye ni ala ko ego menagboya meno am vapo avebo. So it is your contribution. So we can cry more than you the bereaved. Ko te pension ni pension yin means aneni. Yes, and they could have pension. See, it is your pension. So take responsibility. And then the tier 3 was made for you as a game changer. So it's voluntary. So a lot of the time, people don't do it. But if you don't do the tier 3, you are not taking advantage of the 35% contribution rate, which is very high compared to a lot of jurisdictions. That I think Singapore at 40. We are 35. Wow. Tax free. And you don't pay tax on that contribution. Neither do you pay tax on the investment. Neither do you pay tax on the benefit. Who pay den? Ni obatashi ni o ya pension no oyoya. Pension is to alleviate old age poverty. No one call tashi ni oyegbole mi oyan fegbele. And they've said that old age poverty is worse than death. It's worse. Because in that time, you cannot actively seek income. So it makes me passionate when I'm talking about it. Because you sit there and somebody comes, it's free. The next time it is a wife who is coming because it's passed on. He is dead. Chasing his pension. And you are sitting and adjudicating it between him and his employer. And his employer said, that's your money. The guy is dying. That's why when I take them to court and they are begging, the judges are also not sympathetic because people's life. But don't sit down and let me take your employer to court. No beneficiaries, no No. So I'm passionate when I'm talking about this thing. So you I will end here, But I want to tell them that they should not sit down and wait for so many years before complaining about defaulting employers or issues that is going to jeopardize their pension. Or that they will die and their beneficiaries will chop their money. And at times when they are chopping it, you will not even have time to confess your sins to God in death. So this is my message to them, that they should take this thing very serious. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was Mr. David Tete Ameabe. Yes, and he couldn't have said it any much better. I mean, I wish I had a thermometer to check his temperature or his pulse. He said it with so much passion, and I'm glad he even reiterated it in various dialects, our own dialects, for us to understand and appreciate the weight of what he was saying. And so, once again, the best regulator is we ourselves, the contributors, and we have a role to play together with our trustees, with our employers, what have you. Let's make sure that we take advantage of all the benefits that are being made available to us, so that in our old age, it's not too late for us to enjoy what we could have made provision for as at now. So please, let's do well to take advantage of all this. Thank you so much, sir, for taking time off your very busy schedule, especially in this Homo festive season, to join us. We truly appreciate you, and we'll do well to join you after this AGM to celebrate together. Thank you so much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I encourage you to keep your comments coming through, your questions, and anything that's on your mind, anything at all. Remember that we are doing this together with you. We want you to achieve more. So please, whatever is on your mind, please let it out, share it in the comment section, and we will acknowledge and attend to it in due course. Please note we are live on Facebook, on YouTube, and of course on Zoom. And so please keep sharing the link. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Let everyone join in, and together, let's do this. We'll take another commercial break, and after that, we'll be having our head of RM and customer experience come to join us to share more information about Petra's great and exciting initiatives. Please sit back, relax, and we will be right back.
Goals, dreams, aspirations. We all have them, and they are the reasons why we save and invest, aren't they? But are you saving right? Because if you're not, then you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Let me introduce you to Petra's Wealth Planner, a personal financial planning and advisory service for individuals who desire to achieve their dreams. With Wealth Planner, a trained individual sits with you and develops a financial plan based on your unique needs and recommends the appropriate financial investment to attain your goals. What you need to do is to contact Petra for a planning session, and an advisor is going to call you to introduce him or herself and get to know you better and understand your current position and what your desires are. Then your goals are clearly outlined and a financial plan is developed based on your unique situation. Your advisor will also make some savings and investment recommendations to you to consider in executing the plan. Remember, the right execution is what leads to achieving your goals. That is why your advisor will keep tabs on your plan and provide ongoing advice throughout the execution until your goals are achieved. So, what are you waiting for? Call us on 0242 435 037 or send us a DM on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at Petra on Social, and let's get started. Petra, achieve more.
Running payroll can be a strenuous task, so the last thing you want is an extra lengthy process to validate schedules and then make payments, only to be told the payment couldn't be identified or assigned to your staff. But validating schedules and payments for your staff's pension contributions shouldn't be that stressful. With Petra's self-service schedule validation, you can validate your monthly schedules with a few clicks right from the comfort of your seat in less than 3 minutes. It's so simple. Here is what you have to do. 1. Open your browser and visit members.petratrust.com Enter your login credentials and then select Manage Employer and validate. 2. To upload your schedule for validation. 3. After a successful validation, a report and payment advice will be sent to your email address. 4. Use the schedule ID on the payment advice as the bank account number when making payments at the bank, or as the reference if you are making payment via bank transfer. That's it. So simple. Please remember that every validator schedule will have a unique schedule ID, which will start with SI with a few other characters. Without this ID, the bank cannot accept your payments. So always look out for the unique schedule ID on the payment advice for payments. Experience convenience. If you require any assistance, click on the chat feature on our members portal or contact our client services team on phone at 024-243-5037 extension 4. Email clientservices@petratrust.com or contact your relationship manager. Petra, achieve more.
It's possible to achieve your financial goals. However, finding the right solution for your financial goals can be complicated. From finding the right investment to managing all your accounts with different providers or being able to fully track your transactions. So, we thought of making it simple for you. Whatever your goal may be, the Achieve app gives you the right support system to get you there. It provides you with easy access to the right financial products you need to realize your goals. The sign-up process is simple and without any stress. You're also able to grow your savings and investment with the DigiSave account. You can also monitor your transactions effectively. So, download the app now and do more with your cash.
Hello, you're welcome back from that commercial break. We just had Mr. David Tete Ame Abe, who is the Deputy CEO of the National Pensions Regulatory Authority, NPRA. He made a lot of very, very important remarks with regards to we, the contributors, being the best regulators. He spoke a lot of Ga and then another local dialect, which I'm sure some of us may not have comprehended. And so I'd like to throw a little more light on that so that we can all appreciate better the weight of what he said. So he basically was saying that as contributors to our pension scheme, we must take charge and ownership of whatever we are contributing. We shouldn't just sit back and think that our contributions are being made and so we'll just watch it grow, and when we are 55 or 60 years, we go on pension and we'll get whatever benefits have accrued. However, we have to be in partnership with our employers, with our trustees, monitor and check our investments or our pensions as they are being contributed. Whenever you don't get a statement, you have to make sure that you report to your employer or your trustee. Make sure that whenever something is going wrong, you have to blow the whistle. You do so. Don't wait until it's the last minute when you are old and vulnerable and then you're now going to report to MPRA. Keep track of whatever is happening on your pensions investment. Keep updated and keep updating your profile and everything that needs to be done necessarily to make sure that your investments are safe and secure, so that in future you have a very sound and enjoyable pension. I hope I've done justice to that, did I? All right. Okay, thank you so much. So now I have two very excellent personalities in the studios. They were here with us yesterday. Anytime I see or have a discussion with them, I get more inspired because they are so young, but they have a very, very sharp acumen, and I like the kind of excellence and, dedication they put to their work to make sure that we, the contributors, the stakeholders, clients, are served very well. All right, so hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
Of course, to my right-hand side is Judy Shinri. She's the head of customer experience. And then next to her, seated next to her, is Kennedy Smith. He's also the head of relationship management, both at Petra. Welcome once again.
Thank you very much.
All right. So Petra initiatives. Yesterday we heard so much, but for the benefit of those joining in today, please throw more light on Petra initiatives. I'll start with ladies first.
Thank you, Carly. And a good morning to our cherished scheme members. We appreciate you taking time from your busy schedule to join us in this year's Scheme Members Conference. So I'm with the Customer Experience team. My name is Judy, and we are responsible for ensuring that as individual members of our schemes, you have a great experience anytime you interact with Petra. So whether you are on our self-service portal, checking your balance by yourself, or you are interacting with an agent from the contact center, your experience should be seamless and one that is memorable after your interaction. I would like to talk about our initiatives that we rolled out, especially starting from the self-service center, so our self-service channels. So I'll talk about the members portal, and then I'll talk about our USSD shortcode and what you can do on it. Over the past year, we have implemented changes on our back end. Our technology team has been they've been very busy ensuring that the portal is stable for you to access 24/7. And when you go there, you can do things like, one, downloading your statement, and we get a lot of requests from our customers requesting for statement to support their visa application or loan application whenever they need to make such requests at their bank. So whenever you need your statement, feel free to go online to our members portal, download a copy, and use it for such purposes. It's free of charge. It comes with no fee. So you leverage that. You don't need to come all the way to our office to get your statements. Visit our members portal and you can do that. The next thing is, as an investor, you want to know how your funds are performing. So you can go onto our members portal, log into your scheme, select your scheme, and monitor the daily growth of your funds. I know for most of us, we have a certain target amount that we are working towards with a certain interest rate in mind. When you look at how much you paid, you can see by day how much your funds are going, and that's very exciting to watch from the Petra experience. The next thing you want to do, you should be able to do on the members portal, is to update your personal details like your contact information, here your phone number, your email address, your postal address. Things like that should not get you moving from your homes or your offices to our office premises. You can just sit from the convenience of your home or your office desk, log onto your machine or even your smartphone, and you should be able to update your contact information like your phone number whenever you switch. The next thing you can do is you are able to update your Ghana card details. Today we are aware that the government has issued a directive for all financial transactions to be linked to our Ghana card number. So no need to come here once again. At the convenience of your desk, log onto the members portal and update your Ghana card details. The last thing that I'd like to say is we understand that sometimes when you're on the portal you experience some challenges. We have a set of qualified agents monitoring you as you complete your transactions, and whenever you experience a challenge, they'll quickly come in to check how you're doing and how they can assist. So feel free to use the portal at any point in time to have a great experience. I'll now move on to the USSD experience. So our short code is *447 *70#, and it's free. If you haven't registered already, please take your phones now. It's available for those who are on smartphones and those who are on YAMS as well. Dial *447 *70#. Get your Petra ID from your previous statement and register. There too, you have the convenience of requesting for a callback. No need to wait in our call center queues to speak to an agent. Request for a call back and we'll do so to return the call promptly. Another thing you can do is to seek more information about other products. For you Evergreen scheme members, you are Tier 2 scheme members, and the law permits for you to make additional contributions towards your retirement in the form of a Tier 3. We have information about our personal Tier 3, which is our savings booster product. So feel free, go in there, get to know more about the product and many other products and financial services that we have to help you augment your efforts towards securing your retirement. There you can get the information that you need about our products. If you need more information, feel free and contact us via our phone numbers or email address, or even using our live chat function on the members portal, and we're glad to provide further details and assist you sign on. Another thing that you can do on our USSD then again is to update your Ghana card details. So if you're not comfortable doing it on our members portal, feel free, get onto your phone and update the Ghana card details. It's a very simple process. We'll call you to validate after you have submitted your details, and then we'll update your account seamlessly. The last thing I would like to talk about on the Petra initiatives for our customers is our Customer Service Week celebration. So last year we made an invitation, we gave out an invitation for you to come and join us, celebrate you, our customers, for choosing us. Indeed, you are very, very important to us, and you are the reasons why we exist. So last year we saw a couple of our customers coming around, and when they came around, we didn't watch them, we engaged them, advised them on how best they can improve their finances. We also provided you with souvenirs, and we also made sure that we provided you with enough refreshment to make sure that you are happy with your stay while you are here. So this year in October, it is on again. When you receive the invitation, feel free, come here. We have put in place adequate measures to ensure that while you're on our premises, you are safe. We'll be happy to host you, and we look forward to meeting you on Customer Service Week. Carly, that will be all for now for time reasons.
All right, thanks, Judy. I'm looking forward to it myself.
I can't wait to host you.
Customer service experience here. She's giving us a whole experience already. I mean, step into Petra any day, any time, and then the experience is just superb. It's very wonderful. Great job you are doing there, Judy. Yeah. All right, now to Ken. Yes.
Hi, now.
Hi, Ken.
How are you doing?
I'm excellent. Yourself?
I'm doing great by God's grace.
Good.
All right. Greetings to all our cherished contributors towards the Evergreen scheme. We are privileged to have you on this call, and we don't take it for granted at all. I would like to touch on some few things that we've been having conversation on, I think, for the past 8 months, and some of the initiatives that we've deployed to make your life easier whilst you prepare for retirement. So one of the key things that has changed in the industry is the introduction of the constituent funds. And MPRA has put out these guidelines to help further safeguard the funds that we manage on your behalf in the Evergreen scheme. And the distribution of the constituent funds is being done based on your age. And as Petra, what we are doing is to put the tools available, set our systems in place to be able to accommodate this guideline so that you as a contributor will not go through a lot of struggle to be part of any of these funds. What this means also is that the way you see how funds are being managed today is going to change slightly. It means that your brother, your sister might be in a different fund, hence might accrue some different interest income as compared to what you'll be accruing based on the fund that you are in. And we'll give you all the support, all the educational support for you to understand what is happening time in time. As we roll out the process, we will share with all our contributors in the Evergreen scheme so that you'll be able to abreast with all the processes involved in being part of a fund. One of the initiatives that we've also been working on over the past 6 months, we realized that being in this space for a very long time, one of the things that we know for sure in Ghana here is that people have basic needs. And once you have a basic need, you'll be tempted to touch any investment that you know that you have seated somewhere. It is that intense to the extent that people are even willing to touch their SNET funds if they had the opportunity, right? And in the same way that applies to funds that you have in Evergreen. People will to touch the Evergreen scheme, right? But these are funds that are being put together for your retirement. So in our own small way, what we're trying to do as an entity is to help you to be able to plan your finances in a way that you'll be able to meet your basic needs and also prepare for your retirement. So we have advisors in place, we have relationship managers and officers in place who will help you to be able to plan your retirement. All you need to do is to reach out to our relationship management at petraonline.com, or you can even send an email to customerservice@petraonline.com, and you'll get an advisor, you'll get a relationship manager, and we'll come into your organization and run you through a financial plan and a retirement plan model so that you'll be well abreast with information or the things that you need to do to be able to meet your financial goals. This is wonderful, and we would like to encourage all contributors within Evergreen scheme to take advantage of it. Lastly, we would like to also touch on one major initiative that we've introduced. Over the last 10 years, we've been dealing with employers, companies, clients, and we've realized that they do send us schedules month on month, all right? And some of the schedules, may have errors, and they go through a lot of administrative purposes to be able to get a schedule validated. And in our own small, we realized that we can solve this problem by introducing a very robust technology system. So we've introduced a payroll software where each company can log on to the software so that they can be able to validate their schedules on time. This software is absolutely free to both Petra clients and non-Petra clients. So if you're a contact person on this call, we'd like to encourage you to engage your management. Invite us. We can demonstrate how the software works. It will help you to be able to get all the features that you need when you are running your payroll month on month. There will be free SMS payslip that will be shared with your employees. You will receive automatic generated pension reports, your SNATE, your Tier 2, and even Tier 3 if you do have. And also automatic GRA reports. These are key reports that people need when they are running their payroll. And this software has it to be able to make it easier for you. If you are an individual on this call, maybe you're a contributor, but you run your own small business, you can also have access to this software. As I said, it's not limited to Petra clients. It is both Petra clients and non-Petra clients. So you as an individual, you can have access to it and use it to run your payroll. And guess what? It's absolutely free, no charge. And after sales service is always available for anybody who is on this software. This is amazing, and I believe that each and every one of us should take advantage of it.
Indeed, very amazing and innovative there. Yes, as Mr. David Tetiame Abe said, exactly. Yes. Yes, we should all take advantage of such great initiatives being rolled out by Petra so that together we can achieve more. All right, but how well are these initiatives being embraced by, potential target market and then, of course, our clients?
Okay, so thank you, Carly. I think we've marketed these benefits that we've put in place. These initiatives are supposed to improve the experience of our scheme members and contact persons to our customers. And thankfully, they've been great at taking up. Over 60% of our customers are on our self-service portal. So if you are there and you are part of the 30%, then you are missing out. Don't be left out. The time is now. Go on to our members portal, register is free. On our USSD register is free, and benefit from the host of free services and products that we have there that are supposed to help you have a better experience with Petra. So uptake is really good. Right.
Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, so Kennedy, listening to the review of last year's financial performance, I gathered that the scheme grew by, is it 19%?
19%,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and then also membership grew by quite a significant number.
Exactly.
Would you say that some of these great initiatives being rolled out contributed largely to the performance?
Exactly. First of all, I'd like to thank all individuals who are contact persons on this call. And I must say that they've been of immense support with respect to all these initiatives that we are rolling out. And yes, it's been a success story because of their support that they've been given to us. And we believe that these initiatives will help, grow, first of all, the membership of the scheme itself, the Evergreen scheme, and also the feedback we receive from employees, which is contributors through our members portal, also helps us to re-strategize to be able to improve the returns that we accrue on the scheme. So all in all these initiatives that we have in place helps us to engage well and also help us to improve the services that we are rendering to our contributors.
That's fantastic. All right, so that was for last year. What are you coming up with next? Any new innovations? Any more initiatives? What should members look out for again? Because Oliver asks for more. We always want something. We always want something extra. Yes, yes. What should we look out for to whet our appetite so that we can stay with Petra and also, get to churn more people on board?
Yeah. So I think thank you very much. Now, so for us as an entity, we are a solution-oriented institution, right? And day in and day out, we are interested in new things. On the back of COVID, there have been a lot of things that have changed on the market. Today, I'm sure people, if you're buying an ideal milk of, let's say, 1 cedi, it has increased because of inflationary factors. These are economic conditions. So we try to live by what is happening on the market. So there are new things that we are bringing on board. I'm sure during the breaks, you see adverts on Wealth Planner, right? Yeah. That is one of the things that we're trying to go on full scale in the coming year. And we've already started in 2022. Okay. Our aim is that whilst these economic conditions continue to make standard of living unbearable for each contributor on this call, for us as Petra, we want to help you to be able to manage your wealth so that whilst you go in day and day to spend, let's say, on your necessities, all right, have in mind that you need to prepare for that future. Whether you want to buy a house, you want to buy a car, you want to buy your dream car, or you want to go on vacation, we want to help you plan for those things with the little money that you have. So that is one of the key initiatives that we're going on full scale in this. It's already started, so it's already in session. So they should just keep calling our customer service team, and we'll help them to be able to do that.
All right. So,
Ali, can I add on?
Sure.
I think in addition to what Ken has mentioned, we also have the law permits scheme members to use their Tier 2 or Tier 3 as collateral to secure a loan if need be. So we've worked with our product function, and we are looking at rolling out our Ease Loan products and then Ease Mortgage products. And what these products will help the customers do for Ease Loan, it helps you to secure a home, which is one of the foremost priorities of every Ghanaian worker today. So when it's ready, we've started testing. When it's ready, we'll let our customers know, come leverage your Tier 2 and Tier 3 contributions to secure a loan to purchase your primary home as permitted by the law. It also allows you, if you have a Tier 3 so for some of the Evergreen scheme members, they have private Tier 3 accounts, which you call the savings booster. If you have that, you can use that also to secure a mortgage, a loan facility, or even the loan then and again with a bank or any of our partner service providers. So those are just to add on to, and you can see more. They are CD denominated mortgages. Most of the time, the dollar denominated mortgages, because of the interest rate fluctuations, tend to be more expensive for our customers. So we've gone all out with our partners to find CD mortgages to make the experience even better for them. So yeah, if you are considering, have Petra in mind. We have something wonderful in place for you.
Okay, yeah. All right. So, Kennedy, were you going to add something?
Oh, I think Judy has said it all. So I'll let you go. They should just keep sending us the requests and emails for more inquiries, and relationship managers and the customer service representatives will be there to assist with any queries that our contributors have.
Okay, that's great.
We have competitive rates. That's one key thing.
Highly competitive.
With interest rates going up on our market now, our rates are very competitive. Because you have collateral, we've been able to negotiate rates significantly lower to benefit our customers. Okay. So don't break your investments for your short-term funds. Go for an Ease Loan project to sort yourself out in the short term while your pension funds continue to grow towards your retirement.
So you're benefiting on both ends.
Right.
That's a very good one. As Mr. David Tete Abe said again, won't pay way now, won't pay day. So jump on board, embrace all Petra's exciting initiatives, and believe me, you definitely, you definitely enjoy in the future. Yes, when you're on pension. All right. So we have a few sets of questions with us from you, our members who are with us today. I would say that please keep them coming. Please keep them coming, because our very, very, very highly eloquent, intelligent, and sharp panelists are ready to address all of them. Yes, they are here for you. They care about you, and so they are here to address them and make sure that all your needs are rightly met. So joining Judy and Kennedy once again is Yvonne Bullinger, Head Portfolio Management. Welcome again, Yvonne.
Thank you very much again.
All right. And the first question goes to you as well. So it says, what are the measures you are putting in place to improve the returns of the scheme?
Okay, so thank you very much for the question, first of all. I believe that I might have alluded to it earlier in my previous submissions when I came to discuss the scheme particulars, and I touched on a bit about the strategy. But we are working hand in hand with the fund manager of the scheme to ensure that all of the investments that we are putting in the scheme are reflective and commensurate of the risks that come and are associated with them. However, emphasis is still being placed on the less risky. And even if there's going to be a bit of risk, we definitely would want to get a return associated with it that makes sense for us investment-wise. In addition to that as well, we are actually looking at some innovative investments that we believe that will be able to hedge against the inflationary and currency risks that the scheme actually faces currently to better the returns of the scheme. So they should just stay tuned, watch out to see that the returns get better.
Okay, all right. So I believe that, I mean, just like a follow-up on the person's question. So in other words, we can say that the schemes are quite resilient to the current shocks.
Yes. They are.
Okay.
Yes, they are. So it even comes down to even the management of the schemes. So you notice that even though we are following what the industry is expecting of us, we are looking at it in the worst case scenario at our end to always ensure that we are better protected and we are mitigating against all of these risks that the scheme faces. And I think I forgot to add earlier, but you remember I mentioned that we don't just look at the short-term performance, we also look at the long-term as well. So, I mean, the current environment we find ourselves in, quite challenging, I must say, but it's not news to us. We saw that last year and we tried and attempted and we've been able to successfully position the portfolio, i.e. the scheme, in such a way that we can actually benefit from the high interest rates we find ourselves in now.
Okay, very well said. Thank you. All right, so the next one actually goes to Ken. It says, what happens when you are a member of the Evergreen scheme and you leave your current employer but still want to remain as an Evergreen scheme member?
Interesting question. And I would like to say that that is objective, actually. When you leave, you can stay. So that's a good question. Yes, so the process involved in that we have what we call a preservation account, right? Preservation account, okay. Yes.
Could you throw more light on that?
So once, for example, let me just try and put it in a scenario. So you work with, let's say, Carley and Company Limited, right? And you are part of the Evergreen scheme, and you are leaving, all right? What you can do is that you can keep your contributions under the Evergreen scheme and start a new one with your next employer. However, it will not stay under Carley's Company Limited. It will be moved into an individual account, all right? So if you are Kennedy Smith, you will move into a Kennedy Smith preservation account. That is an individual account, right, under the Evergreen scheme. So in terms of all the benefits that you were enjoying under the Evergreen scheme whilst you're under Carley and Company Limited, you will continue to enjoy those returns and the wonderful service. At that point, you as an individual are making a decision on which scheme gives you the best interest.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah, so that option is available, and you can always activate that.
Okay, that's good to know. So in this situation, are the features of the scheme a bit different or adjustable, as you said, because now you can rightly choose your own scheme since you've moved out of Carley and Co.
Yeah, so once you move out of Carley and Co, you have two options. You can either keep it in the preservation account, so that's the individual under your name, under Evergreen scheme, or you can choose to move it to your new company's trustee. Those are the two options available, right? But the decision now lies on you as an individual. If Evergreen is giving you good returns like what you're enjoying now, so you think that you like to take time to observe what your new company's trustee is also doing or the scheme is doing before you move it, you can always take that decision where you keep it under your name under Evergreen scheme whilst you start a new one with your new trustee.
Okay, so assuming maybe you've left and then you are now, let's say, an individual contributor, you are no more under a company, yes, perhaps you run your personal business or something. In that case, what happens?
Yes.
For example, with regards to the contributions, yes, can you sort of carve or shape a different sort of product for the individual?
The good thing is that when you move it into your individual pension scheme under the Evergreen scheme, you can actually make additional contribution towards that, right? So if you're doing your own business, which we always advise people, pension doesn't stop when you are self-employed. The law gives you room to be able to contribute a maximum of 35 if you are self-employed, right? So what you can do is that you can continue to contribute the threshold of what you were paying into your tier 2, that's the 5%, when you are under Cali Company Limited, into your individual tier 2.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah, that is allowed.
Okay. That's great. Yes, Judy.
And just to add to that, and your question about whether the features are the same, yes, they are the same and more, because now control is in your hands.
Okay.
Under the individual tier 2 account. You don't need to be going to your free or former employer to make decisions regarding your account. You monitor it yourself. You can also make lump sum contributions, because sometimes business is good and you get a windfall. You can come to places where they weren't tracking. They weren't sure whether the employer was paying for them while they were there. If you need assistance, contact our customer service center. You can send an email to customerservice@petraonline.com. We'll reach out and assist you, ensure that you consolidate your funds. So, yeah, no, to answer your question directly, it doesn't come with any cost. That's what we are there for you as trustees to do. We do everything for you for free when it comes to transferring your funds.
Oh, that's really good to know. Thank you so much for that. Now, the last one goes to Judy again. How can I update my details, like contact number and beneficiary details?
Brilliant. You can do so conveniently through the self-service portals that I've indicated. You can do that on the members portal. For contact details, you can do it both on the members portal and the USSD. You can just go there, you change your phone number, your email address, go log in, go through verification, and then you update your details. Similar for the USSD function, dial *447 *70#. There's an option for you to update your details. Select that one, submit your details. If there's need for verification, because we are a financial institution, we'll reach out, validate those details, and then seamlessly we'll update your account. If for any reason you're a scheme member and you have challenges, you are not very tech savvy and you're not comfortable with these platforms, you can also contact our customer service center. Our walk-in center is open for you from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Walk in, will fill forms and update. Alternatively, you can work through your employer, submit your details to your employer to say, assist me, reach out to Petra to update my details. And when we see those things, we can also update your accounts for you. And then again, it's free of charge.
Voila. Free of charge, easy, convenient, and, very seamless. So that is Petra's initiatives, exciting and great initiatives for us all. Please, let's do well to take very, very great advantage of everything that's being offered us as members, and make sure that you also share with your friends, family, loved ones for them to take advantage. You can save someone from, being vulnerable and hopeless, if I should put it that way, on retirement. So let's help each other, and together let's achieve more with Petra. So I've just had in my studios from my ex-Kennedy Smith, Head of Relationship Management, and of course, Judy Shinri, Head of Customer Experience. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for doing us the honors. We are always elated to hear from you and to learn so much from you. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
All right, now to you, our members who are with us or who have been with us from beginning till now. We say thank you for your questions and your queries. Please, if you still have anything bagging your minds, do well to share with us on the contact, the chat box or the chat session, so that they will be duly addressed. Yes. And also do well to make use of our USSD *447 *70#. And then whatever information you need, whatever service you need, whether it's checking your balance, your mini statements, products and services, it's all at your doorstep, and it's very easy, convenient, and free to use. So thank you so much. We'll be back with more. We'll hear from our trustees again to give us their closing remarks, and then we'll say bye-bye from there. So thank you again. We'll be right back.
Goals, dreams, aspirations. We all have them, and they are the reasons why we save and invest, aren't they? But are you saving right? Because if you're not, then you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Let me introduce you to Petra's Wealth Planner, a personal financial planning and advisory service for individuals who desire to achieve their dreams. With Wealth Planner, a trained individual sits with you and develops a financial plan based on your unique needs and recommends the appropriate financial investment to attain your goals. What you need to do is to contact Petra for a planning session, and an advisor is going to call you to introduce him or herself and get to know you better and understand your current position and what your desires are. Then your goals are clearly outlined and a financial plan is developed based on your unique situation. Your advisor will also make some savings and investment recommendations to you to consider in executing the plan. Remember, the right execution is what leads to achieving your goals. That is why your advisor will keep tabs on your plan and provide ongoing advice throughout the execution until your goals are achieved. So, what are you waiting for? Call us on 0242 435 037 or send us a DM on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at Petra on Social, and let's get started. Petra, achieve more.
Running payroll can be a strenuous task, so the last thing you want is an extra lengthy process to validate schedules and then make payments, only to be told the payment couldn't be identified or assigned to your staff. But validating schedules and payments for your staff's pension contributions shouldn't be that stressful. With Petra's self-service schedule validation, you can validate your monthly schedules with a few clicks right from the comfort of your seat in less than 3 minutes. It's so simple. Here is what you have to do. 1. Open your browser and visit members.petratrust.com. Enter your login credentials and then select Manage Employer and Validate. 2. To upload your schedule for validation. 3. After a successful validation, a report and payment advice will be sent to your email address. 4. Use the schedule ID on the payment advice as the bank account number when making payments at the bank, or as the reference if you are making payment via bank transfer. That's it. So simple. Please remember that every validator schedule will have a unique schedule ID, which will start with SI with a few other characters. Without this ID, the bank cannot accept your payments. So always look out for the unique schedule ID on the payment advice for payments. Experience convenience. If you require any assistance, click on the chat feature on our members portal or contact our client services team on phone at 024-243-5037 extension 4. Email clientservices@petratrust.com or contact your relationship manager. Petra, achieve more.
It's possible to achieve your financial goals. However, finding the right solution for your financial goals can be complicated. From finding the right investment to managing all your accounts with different providers, or being able to fully track your transactions. So, we thought of making it simple for you. Whatever your goal may be, the Achieve app gives you the right support system to get you there. It provides you with easy access to the right financial products you need to realize your goals. The sign-up process is simple and without any stress. You're also able to grow your savings and investment with the DigiSave account. You can also monitor your transactions effectively. So, download the app now and do more with your cash.
Hello and welcome back to the studios of Petra here at Airport in Accra, Ghana. Indeed, it's been a very insightful session and time with you. We've had detailed conversations on the Petra Evergreen pension scheme. We've heard from the beginning our chairman and MD, we heard from him. We've also heard from the Deputy CEO of the National Pensions and Regulatory Authorities. We've heard from portfolio management. We've heard from customer experience. We've heard from relationship management and very, very key personalities that are playing a very significant role in managing our pension. I believe that you members have been great in being interactive with us. I hope that your questions have been well answered. But however, if you have any more questions or queries, do well to drop them in the chat box or send us emails. Send us emails to customer service or relationship management@petra.com, and they will be attended to in due time. All right, so we're back in the studios, and I have here with me my trustees. The two of them, once again, Mr. Kofi Finn, our Managing Director, and of course, Dr. Edward Botry, he's also a trustee, and of course, Mr. Charles Egan, who is online with us on Zoom. All right, welcome again, sis.
Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Edward Botry, I'm going to start with you. All right, yes, that was Mr. Charles Egan. Yes, Dr. Edward Botry, I would like to start with you. What do you make of that as well with regards to 2021's financial performance?
Thank you. I think as trustees, and from where we sit, for me, the thing I like is that this fund has done well, not just because of some random acts or some act of chance or luck, but this has been based on proper governance, proper structures. And that is the bit that I really do like about this, because with the right structures, you are certain that you are able to continue to get it right. So for me, that is a bit that I really do like about the work that has been done for last year.
Great. And I mean, looking at your wealth of experience from the banking sector, risk, asset management, what have you, what do you think can be done better or will be done better or is being done better, to get us to even do better this year?
I think the assurance that members can have is that the commitment from the trustees, from the entire team here at Petra is very strong. And based on that, you can be assured that we would continue to make very good, we would continue to go on how we've gone on even in the past.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Dr. Edward Botry, for your words. All right, so now over to you, Mr. Kofi Finn. You being the Managing Director and Board Chairman as well, you sit on the top of the hierarchy. Yes, you watch things, you deal with issues day in and day out. What does it look like for Petra Evergreen Pension Scheme? Yes, what is the outlook? Yes, let's say in the coming year.
I would like to look at it over a slightly longer period of time, because most of our members are looking forward to retirement, and that's the time horizon that we look at. But importantly, for most of us, living in a country that's as volatile as Ghana is, there has to be ongoing confidence that the decisions that are being made with our finances are the right ones, and that if there are any needs that need to be taken care of right now as we work towards retirement, that there are options and possibilities to do so. So for us at Petra, in addition to providing you with that confidence through keeping you informed, being transparent, ensuring that there is the right governance, the structures are in place, communicating with you, taking your feedback, incorporating it, being diligent with our work, that's what gets us to the retirement. But in addition to that, we're spending a lot of time figuring out the things that can make things better for our members today. There's some of them that we've spoken about in terms of products, technologies, but there'll be financial services that we'll be bringing along as well that would help members deal with their current situations as they look forward towards retirement. I'll just leave it at that, but in the next year, we're hoping to make some announcements that members can use to take care of things right now as they move forward and to manage their risk.
Okay, thank you so much. Dr. Edward Botry, do you have any final words, please?
Not really, but just to say thank you to members for the confidence and thanks to the team here also at Petra for the good work done, and we do look forward to even better years ahead. Thank you.
Thank you for thanking us. Mr. Finn, any final words from you?
Just to say that it is an honor and a pleasure to do the work that we do. Whenever a member reaches retirement and comes to us and sees what we have done for them and is happy, that is what we look forward to. We continue to do that. and hope we can continue to earn your trust and your business.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And then we'll finally move to Mr. Charles Egan. He's also a trustee, and he will give us our closing remarks for the day. Hello, Mr. Egan.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Good to hear from you.
Thank you very much. Members of contributors, I think heard it all. First of all, let me thank you very much for making the time to attend this our annual event, annual AGM. We started it last year and we continued this year. It will be an annual engagement at least. And we are committed to actually continue with that. Let me also thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to serve as trustees cause for such NPRA.
Hello, Mr. Egan. Hello. Okay, all right. I think we're having a few technical challenges, probably the network with Mr. Egan, but I think he spoke quite at length, and he's sort of summarized so far what has been ongoing during this AGM. He put to bear the fact that Petra has grown. Last year, we grew by about 19%. We are performing well, and then he also made mention of the fact that the NPRA Deputy CEO, who was here in our studios with us earlier, was passionate about pensions and about the contributors who have a role to play by taking advantage of platforms like the whistleblowing one to make sure that together we can monitor our pensions and make sure that we get great or maximized value out of it. And so would like to thank Mr. Charles Egan so far for giving us your closing remarks. It's rather unfortunate the network did not really... Oh, he's back. Yes, you're back, yes, sir. All right.
There was a little bit of technical listening, but I think hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. Please go on.
Okay, fine. So really, I think I was at the end of it, and you have actually sort of put it all together very well. But all that I would say is that with all those, I would encourage the contributors, the members of the scheme, to actually take these away. I mean, nothing at all. The key takeaways are to do with the opportunities that are coming in terms of the mortgage, the loan, the fact that we have to take advantage of this increase of 35% so that we can take advantage of all the tax breaks. And as much as we are maximizing our pensions, as the regulator was very passionate about it, these are the key takeaways we should take away. and actually also tell our colleagues who were not able to attend the meeting of these initiatives and benefits and opportunities that are there for them to try and latch on. So with those remarks, I want to thank you very much for attending and participating at this year's annual general meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Charles Egan, for those wonderful closing remarks. We're really appreciative of your time and your insights. All right, sir. Okay, so I think he deserves a resounding round of applause. Even though we can't hear you, we can hear ourselves here in the studio. All right. Okay, thank you so much. So it's been a very interesting time. It's been a great time, 2 days of AGM. Yesterday, we had the opportunity to look at the Petra Opportunity Pension Scheme and the Petra Advantage Pension Scheme. Today, we've looked at the Petra Evergreen Pension Scheme, and we've had our trustees here in the persons of Mr. Charles Egan. We just heard from him, Dr. Edward Boche, and of course, Mr. Kofi Finn, our MD. Would like to say thank you so much, sirs, for taking time off your busy schedules to be with us. We appreciate your initiatives, your leadership, and your humbling service to all members of the scheme. We are very grateful for this excellence you have brought into Petra. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. And then, yes, would like to say that Petra is evolving, is growing, is innovating every time so that together we can achieve more. So once again, in the words of Mr. David Teteame Abe, the Deputy CEO of NPRA, the contributor is the best regulator. So you, the contributors listening to us, make sure that you pay attention to every single investment you are putting into your pensions. Take advantage of all the opportunities, all the great and exciting initiatives that Judy, Ken, and then Yvonne have been here to talk about. If you don't embrace it, honestly, what's it? Yes, please make sure you take advantage of it, and the future would certainly be bright. I'll end again with my quote from Ivanji. It says that achievements of today are stepping stones to the future's achievements. So please, together, let's partner and achieve more in the future with Petra. My name is Kale Metal-Tutu. I have been your moderator for this segment, and it's been a great time with you. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Afi. Bye.
Goals, dreams, aspirations. We all have them, and they are the reasons why we save and invest, aren't they? But are you saving right? Because if you're not, then you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Let me introduce you to Petra's Wealth Planner, a personal financial planning and advisory service for individuals who desire to achieve their dreams. With Wealth Planner, a trained individual sits with you and develops a financial plan based on your unique needs and recommends the appropriate financial investment to attain your goals. What you need to do is to contact Petra for a planning session, and an advisor is going to call you to introduce him or herself and get to know you better and understand your current position and what your desires are. Then your goals are clearly outlined and is developed based on your unique situation. Your advisor will also make some savings and investment recommendations to you to consider in executing the plan. Remember, the right execution is what leads to achieving your goals. That is why your advisor will keep tabs on your plan and provide ongoing advice throughout the execution until your goals are achieved. So, what are you waiting for? Call us on 0242 435 037 or send us a DM on Twitter